Hey there, Shark family. My name is Kai the Shark, and welcome to my review of Heartopia. Today, I will be discussing the pros and cons of Heartopia through my duration of playing this game for 24 hours. First, let's start off with the pros. Here we go. The first of the pros, I would like to start off with hobbies. Now, you are given approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hobbies, and they're all really fun. Fishing, gardening, cooking, bird watching, catch insects, cat caring, and dog caring. Now, all of these are kind of unique in its own way. Cat caring and dog caring can be kind of very similar if you kind of look at things, but we'll go over these very soon. But we're going to start off with gardening first. So gardening is actually super easy. Gardening was actually one of my favorites to do in this game. And what you want to do in the beginning of the game, you're actually kind of introduced to gardening. But if you don't know, Blanc, or I don't even know how to say his name, to be honest. I'm assuming that's his name. This is the gardening mentor, and he's gonna have seeds. He's gonna have some extra stuff for you. He's gonna have whatever you need that is planting, for the gardening, to be exact. And it's really cool because I have my own garden over here. So once you have your materials for gardening, you're gonna have kind of like a garden that kind of looks like this. Now what you want to do is you want to go to your inventory. You want to go to the tomato seeds, potato seeds, wheat seeds, basically any seeds that you possibly bought, and you kind of just want to plant them. For example, I'm gonna plant the potato seeds. Pretty self-explanatory if you don't ask me. It's really easy, and I kind of enjoy it to be that kind of easy because, quite honestly, it's kind of better that way. And to be honest, it's really nice that it's kind of easy because not only experienced players that played games like Animal Crossing, My Sims, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, just something kind of very similar towards this game. It's very nice to have something kind of like this that is very easy for not just experienced players, but for beginner players as well. Sometimes you also need to literally use the gardening attributes that are given. For example, I have this right here, and you want to water your plants. Right now, I actually don't really need to water my plants because it looks like it's pretty good, but usually you do. There's also other plants that we have. It's mostly flowers though. We have the red pansy, yellow pansies, red daisy seeds, white daisy seeds, and there's so much more. So much more stuff you can do, but you do have to level up as the game progresses, and this is what I have unlocked currently. But if you would want to use stuff like this, you don't actually need pot plants. You can actually just put them on the ground like so. And when they're done, they will bloom like this, and you can harvest them, and you can keep them. Now, to harvest them, it's actually really easy. You just click on one that you want to harvest, or plant, excuse me, and you put it down. And usually it gives you an estimate about what time it's going to bloom. Matures in tomorrow morning. So when it means tomorrow morning, it actually means the next day in real life. It doesn't mean in the game. So you do have to wait quite a bit for it to bloom in its beautiful color. But yeah. The next hobby I wanted to go over is fishing. Now, this is also another of my favorite hobbies to do in the game, which is actually super easy. Now, you have a bit of a fishing rod right here that you're given in the beginning of the game, and you kind of find a fish in the water, and you aim with the fishing rod, and you'll see kind of a little glow-up fish circle on your little water map, I guess you can call it. And you throw it right on in there, and you wait just a little bit for the fish to come over. Oh wow, this fish does not like me one bit. Oh my goodness. And there we go. It's right on it. And you want to hold F, or if you're on a phone, it's going to be very different. But you kind of want to catch this as fast as you can. Make sure you do not hit the red when the reel is red. You don't want that. You want to make sure it's below that, and you want to catch it below that. Otherwise, you can't catch the fish. The reel will break. And as you can see, I caught a river crab. Kind of cool, huh? There's also other things in the game as well with fishing. If you wanted to, say, catch a little bit more fish, you can use these things called mermaid fish attractors, where you can attract fish into a certain area up to in a minute. You basically put them down in the water and fish just magically appear in the water. Up next is insect catching. This is also pretty easy. Honestly, this hobby is not really my favorite, just because I haven't really had a lot of time to do it, but it's actually really easy and I kind of like the animation of it. So what you do, you have this little thing that kind of looks like something out of like the Bubbles, and it's kind of funny because it literally is Bubbles, and it kind of looks like you're holding a tennis racket of some kind. And what you want to do is you want to find an insect, like this little firefly right over here, or dragonfly of some sort, and you want to aim the bubble, and as soon as you get it, it goes into the bubble and you collect it, which is pretty cool. If it's kind of too far away too, if like the insect is like really far away, you want to hold, aim, and then shoot it. And it can also catch it that as well. The next hobby I wanted to go over that is in the pros is cat caring and dog caring. Now, this is going to be kind of a difficult thing to give you guys, but basically cat caring and dog caring are basically the same thing. I noticed that dog caring, you actually give them a lot of tricks to do, which is really cool, but with cats, not a lot there. But cats are also very adorable. I do have to tell you guys something though, with this hobby, is that it's kind of glitched, and it's kind of weird. The good thing is that most of the time it does work, but as you can see, my cat is inside my roof. How did that happen? No idea. But it has happened. And if you can see just a little bit, he's actually poking out of there quite a little bit, actually, but I don't know. But here's my dog here. We'll just use an example on the dog right here. So, oh. My dog is going through my house. That's very nice. How wonderful of him. His name is Pepper. And what you can do with Pepper, or your dog, oh my god, you can actually feed him. So you can feed him apples, you can feed him mushrooms, and you can feed him dog food or universal animal food that you get from the pet merchant. Or the pet store, I guess you could say. What you can also do with cats and dogs is that you can also bathe them. You'll get an animation for quite a little bit, and you can give them baths and showers. One other thing you can do is you can also give them tricks, and you can also play with them with like some sort of rattle toy, which is actually kind of cool. But one thing I do have to notice, even though this certain hobby is in the pros, I do have to tell you that yes, this specific hobby is kind of weird because of, you know, my cat being on the roof and everything. I mean, I get it, you know, cats can go on roofs, but also on the contrary, he can't go inside to the point where I can't see him. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that this mod is great, or this hobby is great, but I just want to let you guys know that there is a little bit of things that definitely need tinkered with this mod. And there he is. There's my cat right there. Look at that. So nice and so beautiful. But yeah. Another hobby that is a pro is bird watching. What you have is this little thing right here, and you want to press F, and you want to take pictures of birds. And once you get a picture of a bird, you get to have a little entry of them. And once you have enough of them, you can actually go over to the bird specialist, if I can find them, right here, Bailey, and you can actually send in the photos and you can get some pretty good rewards, which is pretty cool. Another hobby that you can do is cooking, which I find by far to be probably one of the best things to do in this game. What you do is that you have these little ovens and kind of microwave looking things right here. You want to cook, and you're going to have a certain amount of recipes. And what you're going to do is say, let's say if we want to make some blueberry jam, you're going to need a certain amount of materials to make said blueberry jam. So I'm going to start cooking right now. As you see, we have a little bit of a timer here. Uh-oh, stove heat level is unstable. Adjust the heat level. And basically all you do when that thing pops up, you just click it. And you're done. You officially made blueberry jam, which I also have one right here. And you can eat it too. And that gains energy, which is also pretty nice. Another thing you can also do, which I actually have been doing for the past couple of days, is that you can actually sell the food that you make. If you guys want to look at my map real quick, if you guys see right here, this is Albert Jr., our gold merchant, which you can basically either take a bus or you can drive or walk to him. And when you talk to him, you can actually sell your items. Now you can sell fish, you can sell your food that you've made, you can sell furniture, you can sell almost anything your heart desires. However, I just want to let you guys know, I recommend only selling the things that you cook, because I found that a lot of the fish that you catch aren't actually a lot of worth the money, and you usually use fish to cook things that are on the material menu as you are given in the game. Another hobby that I wanted to go over is home creation. As you can see, this is my house and I absolutely adore it. It is so adorable and I love it very much. It has one of my favorite colors, blue, in there, and I kind of get to put my hobbies around too, because look, I have my fishing hobbies around me. I have some photos with me and my friend. I have me and some otters, which is so adorable. And most importantly, puzzles. You get to do some puzzles in the game as well, and you can kind of put them up like portraits, which is kind of cute. My bedroom. Here's what are these called? Grasshoppers. I have a little grasshopper here from my catching hobby, my catching insects hobby, and I obviously have my garden with some water fountains, a frog taking a little bath right here, and a little bird thing, which also, by the way, if you didn't notice on here, you can actually place bird food on this and this, and actual birds definitely come over here and they eat it, and you get to take photos of them, which is really cool. So with home creation, it's actually kind of interesting to say the least, but I do have to kind of explain it. So basically, this is the home creation. When you're usually in your house, you're gonna have an option on the top right hand side of your screen, and it's gonna say solo building or co-building. And co-building is basically where you can, you know, help your friends building, but with solo building, which will most likely be all of us, is where you solo build your own kind of stuff. What I wanted to show you about the home creation is that you have a lot of stuff to your disposal, and it's pretty cheap. You have flooring, you have walls, you have doors, you have windows, roofs, fence, stairs, which is, we're gonna get to that very soon, and pillars and other stuff, kind of like flower beds outside or certain bushes that you can put to kind of style your outside house. It's super easy, and not gonna lie, this game is on PC and phone, and I'm not gonna lie, I had no trouble. I have had absolutely no trouble with it. However, I do want to specify this, is that when you buy certain things like these, like say like this wall right here, say if I want to cover this little small area right here, I can't, because for some odd reason, this wall right here cannot be minimized. This is the smallest that it can be minimized at. And you might be saying, well, you can change it, right? You can change it. If you go into the kind of the bird's eye view settings over here that you're gonna be seeing on the top right hand side, you are going to basically do the same exact thing, but watch this. You're gonna have little arrows on the side of this, right? You can expand it, but you can't minimize it, which I find a little bit odd and weird. And I hope one day they do change that, because I want to, you know, perfect my house in its own way. But most of it, I do have to say, most of the creation of building your own house is perfectly fine. You have enough tools, you have enough things to do, you have a crafting table right over here, which usually helps you to do that. Like say if you wanted to make a joinery single bed, you would need certain materials just like any other similar game like this, and you would have to craft it, and then you could place it down anywhere that you would like. How to place things down? You're gonna press B, You're gonna go to your backpack, you're gonna go to the home section, and you're gonna place down whatever you want. Let's say, let's place down this joinery single sofa down. I'm gonna put it right here. Boom. Pretty easy. If you wanted to take it off, what you could do is press T if you're on PC. You're gonna press this little phone thing. You're gonna angle it right on it, and you're gonna press V so it goes back into your inventory and you don't need to deal with it for a while. If you see this little set I have right here, this is actually one of the discounted sets that are actually in the shop right now. Let me show you guys it. It's a limited time celebration sale, which is only ending in 9 days, unfortunately. But if you can notice the furniture store right here, it's actually about 80-85% off for all of these, which is really nice. And I absolutely adore this set because it's so adorable. It's got little eyes on the refrigerator. It's got bears on the teapots. It's adorable. And it's really not that bad in price either. Another pro about Heartopia is the friendship interaction. Now, this game is multiplayer, which is so nice. I can't believe it. We finally have a game that is similar to Animal Crossing and all these type of cool things, and it's finally multiplayer, and we can be in the same area, do the same things, etc, etc, etc. So what you have right here is that, if you see, I have kind of a lot of friends on here, but like I don't really know these people, right? The cool thing about this is that it's very limited on the things that you can say, but there's a lot of things that you can do with friends, such as you can send them postcards. For example, I'm going to send this postcard to my little friend, Irie. I'm going to send a postcard, and I'm going to choose any little postcard that I have. I have this little cute cat one, and you can send any message that you like. I'm going to send, I just got a dog and a cat. You should come and see it. And then what you can do is that if you have a little stamp, you can put a little stamp or a gift on there, and you can put it with the postcard. And if you don't have that, that's perfectly fine. And then you're gonna want to mail it to them. I'm not gonna mail it to them because I don't want to annoy them right now. But yeah, you can do stuff like that. Another cool thing about the friendship journal is that there are friends link, which it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a little journal for the things that you do with your friends. If you notice, it says yesterday evening I chatted together near Mitchell, which is another friend of mine, and another friend, Jazzy. Today at dawn, this friend visited your home, which is kind of cool. It has like these little things that are in the game, and it's kind of cool because it's kind of noted when things happen with your friends, which is kind of cool. Another thing you can do that I can't show you right now because I don't have any friends online is that you can actually use these certain actions. They're not on this page right now, but there's another page with friends that you could do. And you can basically give them high fives, you can give them a little shoulder shuffle or whatever, and you can kind of dance with them sometimes too. And with doing these interactions, you can actually level up your friendship level to get even more stuff to do with them, which I find to be also pretty awesome as well. Now, with the friendship interactions that you get to do in Heartopia, there's also other things you can do as well, such as events. As you can see right here, I am right next to some sort of dock, which is actually really cool. There's a fishing event right here, which costs about 2,000 to 5,000 coins to do with your friends. Now, it's not each, so if you wanted to do, like say, if your friend had 2,000 and say you were, you didn't have any money, your friend can actually just buy it themselves and you can join them, which is also kind of really nice. And you can either choose 1 or 2, and you'll get to set sail, go out into the beautiful ocean, and fish with them. There's other events you can do with your friends, such as checking out birds. Right here, if you want to see, here is the bird realm, or the bird watching device, which also gives you the Start Nest of Hundreds event, which basically you can take photos with your friends and birds. There's also other events as well, but I'm not going to go into detail with them because if you guys kind of understand, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you can't find them on the map, you kind of just want to look for these kind of little pictures right here. You'll find the Hundreds event, you'll find the fishing event. If you want to go up here, you can find the Bait the Insects event, and you could probably find a little more as well. Just find the little photos, as you can see, and yeah. Another pro about Heartopia is its exploration. Now, in its own way, on the island, there's kind of all these unique areas that you can go to. For example, if I open my map right here, all these areas are named. Now if you want to go right here, which is where the insects event is, this is the Onsen Mountains and the Old Sea. Go over here, the Whale Sea, the Flower Field. Go down to the south. I don't even know how to say that, but it's a sea. Fish Village, East Pier of Fishing Village, Jump Puzzle, Spirit Oak Pine. There's a lot of names. And it's really cool about all these unique areas is that there are different items, there are different materials, and there are different, say, trees or some sort of stuff that you do need. For example, I am on this south area in the map currently, and what you can actually find here is some very unique mushrooms. As you can see right here, there are some mushrooms right here, and these are really nice because you can use these for cooking. Alrighty, Shark Family, that was the pros of Heartopia. I'm going to go over the cons now and some things that I kind of found a little bit odd or kind of not my liking yet. But here we go. As you can see, it looks like something out of Genshin Impact. This is some sort of gacha. And I don't like it, and here's why. One thing is that you are not given enough of these exhibition passes. You are not given enough, and I really do mean that wholeheartedly. When you are starting off in the game, you are actually given a total of 0 out of 15 pity on the draws, which is actually really nice of them to do. However, when you catch something, it goes straight to 50. Which is kind of like Genshin, and I don't really like that at all. In the beginning of the game, you are given a total of, I believe, more than 60. I could only do one whole draw 10 pull. I couldn't do any more than that. As you can see, I have 48 left. I couldn't do any more. But basically, you're given a limited amount when you start the game. Now you might be wondering, there has to be a way to make these back, right? There has to be some sort of grinding way or maybe a daily challenge that you do every day to get these. There's not. I have looked for it. I cannot find it. There are basically absolutely nothing that you could do with it, and I kind of hate it. In a way, it's basically asking for you to pay money, which I don't like at all. You literally have to spend $5 just to do one whole pull with them, and I don't really like that. I don't appreciate it. Although I do love all this cool stuff that they have on display. Like, for example, this thing right here, I adore this outfit so much. I really want these pants really bad, but I'm not going to spend money on this game. And you might be thinking, there's also more than one currency in this game, and I also don't appreciate that either. This currency should be the same as this currency. That's my opinion. You can take it whether or not, but I'm just saying. Another thing that you might have noticed is the controls, which is also a con that I'm adding to the con list. The controls are kind of like mobile, and it's very stuck on mobile. As you can see, you kind of have to press things on here. You kind of have to move this like this. It's kind of odd looking. The controls are very pro mobile. Now, I wouldn't say that it is so terrible to the point where you can't play it on PC, but there's going to be some people out there that are going to be criticizing or just not liking how the game moves because of these controls. And I don't necessarily agree or disagree with them, but it's just quite a little bit of difficulty for some players to come into. Another thing that I wanted to kind of describe is that this game has a little bit of repetitiveness. Now, this is also another opinion thing. You can either take this as you please or take this with a grain of salt. But this game is a little bit repetitive based on grinding materials, grinding gold, some sort of currency that you need in the game in order to buy something that you just really want in the game. And here's the thing about another con that I'm also going to add to this portion of this con is that the free-to-play customization is oddly overpriced, and here's why. And speaking of kind of this pricing system, there is this overpriced system that I'm noticing that needs to be fixed ASAP for sure. I'm going to go over to this lovely Miss Joan, we're gonna go over to her pet shop right here. And what I'm gonna show you is this cat bed. Now this is just some ordinary cat bed that you can have, which is 17,600, right? Take a look at this. I'm gonna go outside the store. I'm gonna go to this limited time celebration sale. I'm gonna go purchase. I'm gonna go to the general store. I'm gonna scroll down. As you can see, this is the same thing, but pink. It says orange, but it's pink to me. It is 36,000, but it's 94% off. You do the math, but I'm letting you know that is cheaper. Now, however, even if we took this discount off, $36,000? Wait a minute. $36,000. How odd. So I can get a different color with the same thing. It could be either cheaper or more expensive. Now that's where I draw the line. I don't like that at all. Just because something has a different color doesn't make it any more cheaper, doesn't make it any more expensive. It should all be the same, no matter what. A lot of games do that, and that's one thing I don't like. And that is a real con. That is probably the worst thing I don't like in this game, is that there's certain things in the game that are just like that. I'm going to show you another example as well. Let's go upstairs. And here's a mistake that I made, mind you. I made a mistake. We're gonna go back to the limited celebration sale. We're gonna go to general store. And we're gonna scroll down to right here. Here is a waterfall pond for 4,200. Great price. The total price is 70,000. That's crazy. But let's go over to this store right here. Let's go over to Bailey. Let's go to the birdwatching store. This same pond, but the little flowers in the back are different. The ones that we just looked at are pink, these are yellow. This is a total of 34,500 with the 50% off on it. Like I said before, just because something has a different color, it shouldn't be cheaper or more expensive. It should be the same price no matter what. That's all I'm saying. That's basically it. That's really it. Not that hard. Anyway, Shark Family, that was our pros and cons of Heartopia. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just want to let you guys know that I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/KaiTheSharky with 2 Y's at the end. And if you really did enjoy this overall review of Heartopia, make sure to give this video a like and comment down below if you really did like this video, because if you did, hey, I might make some Let's Play videos of this game, and that would be really fun. And even though if we're not even talking about the pros and cons of this video, I just want to let you guys know personally, I do enjoy this game. The cons don't take over my liking to this game at all. I do like this game, I love it, but there are obviously some things that do need to change or just need to be tinkered with just a little bit for me to kind of like it a little bit better. But yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this overall review of Heartopia, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!